All right, you guys, so I wanted to get this video up here just to discuss why it took Harley Davidson so long to release performance motorcycles. As you guys know, Harley Davidson has a huge history in racing, whether it is board track, flat track, all kinds of different motorcycle racing. And it wasn't until the 2020s that Harley Davidson got into bagger racing and performance bagger racing. So I just wanted to touch a little bit on it because I feel like it's important now that 2024 we see the release of the CVO St Road Glide, which is heavily focused on performance. Let's leave the variable valve time motorcycles out of this discussion. I just wanted to touch on Harley Davidson's creation of the ST lineup and how they went from regular stock base models with different colorings and different paint options to where now they are very much focused on cubic inch and high performance. So we seen in about 2017 with the release of the Milwaukee 8 that Harley was making a shift forward. They were highly focusing on performance on the motorcycles, and they were looking to drive the most value and performance out of the lineup that they have. So the M8 engine puts 4 valves in the heads. So now instead of having 2 valves per head, you are getting 4 valves per head, which means you are getting a lot more fuel consumption. You are getting a lot more power entered into your engine. So as the air comes flowing through your air intake, it mixes in your throttle body, gets sent into your heads. They are combusted. Exhaust is sent out. So the valves are allowing for the flow of fuel and air, and that is what is powering your engine. So Harley Davidson really stepped up the game with the release of the M8. I was at the Harley Davidson Museum in 2017 and I got to see the first renditions of the M8, and I was blown away with the amount of power that they were able to get out of that platform. So fast forward now to where I actually purchased an M8 in 2020 after waiting until they worked out some of the kinks and bugs, which you're always going to get with a first generation engine. So my motorcycle had the 3rd revision of the oil pump, the final revision of the oil pump, and it's fine. No sumping issues and everything is good. But I just didn't understand why Harley Davidson took so long to hop into this performance platform. I believe it's because of the competition on the market. You had Indian Motorcycles releasing their 111 cubic inch engine. You had a lot of competition coming from Indian Motorcycles, and in the beginning, they were stealing some of Harley's thunder just basically because they were a newer bike. Harley Davidson has never been known for high horsepower engines. In fact, it was hard to even get 50 horsepower out of one of the old Evo engines. Then when we transitioned over to the twin cams, you were getting about 70 horsepower out of a twin cam, compared to now where your base model M8s are reaching 100 horsepower. The new Road Glide ST is coming in at 120 horsepower advertised from Harley. That is right on point with Indian Motorcycles and what they are producing with their bikes. And for the first time ever, we're seeing Harley Davidson introduce on their website the advertised horsepower. They have never put the advertised horsepower of an engine anywhere in print. They kind of tried to avoid it. They always focused on the torque numbers, and they always focused on the nostalgia of the motorcycle itself. What changed with Harley? Well, I think for the last 10 years with the big wheel bagger look and everybody going for the audio systems, the giant front wheels on these bikes, which made them handle like dog crap, and also the speakers that were mind-numbing to everybody around you. So it went from kind of like this showboating, Affliction jeans, Affliction t-shirt, American Fighter t-shirt, buckle culture, to where now it's getting more into line with the gearheads and the people that have been driving Harley since the beginning. I think Harley Davidson has seen the light. They've seen what people were doing here, because let's face it, the big wheel bagger scene died out about 8 years ago, and everybody's switching over to performance motorcycles. They want to get the most form and function and performance out of the motorcycle that they can. And now Harley Davidson is offering you a platform that you can buy and get right into performing at a substantial level. So you don't have to run out and do a ton of things to these motorcycles to actually enjoy them and to keep up with your friends. The new CVO Road Glide ST coming in over 120 horsepower. The bike has carbon fiber accessories everywhere. The motorcycle is set up for performance, function, and looks. The suspension is tuned properly, and the bike is just ready to go off the showroom floor. This is day and night different from what we have seen from Harley in past generations, and I think this is exactly where they need to go to keep their core of followers happy and to keep them purchasing Harley Davidson motorcycles. You don't have to do much to these bikes to get out on the highway and perform up to the standards that a lot of guys have built their bikes to. And it's not like back in the day when you had to buy this bike off the showroom floor and you had to go put $10,000 into it to be able to have the bike perform the way that you would like. So in short, I would say Harley Davidson has made the right choice, and they are now getting on the bandwagon. May it be 5-7 years behind where the performance guys are at, but I'll tell you what, there's not one person in the last 7 years that buys a Harley Davidson and doesn't at least upgrade the exhaust and the air intake. Let alone most people that I know within the first 2 to 3 years replace the cam and start looking into displacement options because they just want the bike to perform better. Now Harley Davidson is taking a lot of that guesswork out, and they're releasing motorcycles that are very comparable to anything that you're going to build from the last generation of engines. It's going to be very hard for a 98 or a 103 engine to keep up and compete with a 117 or a 121 high output engine from Harley Davidson. Let me know what you guys think. Is it too little too late, or are they on the right path?